Hello everyone, FB here to bring you a cast of the BA Championship 2015 Singapore GP. This event is hosted by the Black Angel team and will last for about 1 hour. Pit stops will be necessary for the drivers to refill their fuel during the race, and they also have to make sure to avoid getting penalties by crashing or driving outside of the road, which will require the players to visit the pit stop an extra time. If you want to participate in one of these races, then you'll have to download the Stadium F1 title pack and simply get on the server before it starts. And as we are waiting for the race to start, let's take a look at the results for the previous race. It was of course the Italian GP, and we saw Edster winning here and collecting 35 points, with Danik B taking second in his first appearance and with that getting 29 points. And then we saw Morris89 this time having to settle with third and got 24 points for his effort. With those results, here is the current rankings. Morris89 of course still topping at first place with 363 points now. Edster getting a bit closer with that win, but still quite far behind at second place with 233 points. Then we have Shaka third with 189 points, followed by Sopra at fourth with 155 points. Losko is at 5th with 144 points, Lars at 6th with 116 points, and MC Robert is at 7th with 104 points. And then the last three players are Major, El Wermo and Shumi. They are pretty close to each other in the points, and we are starting now. That's going to be the end of the warm-up rounds. And we'll see if Edster can make it a double and winning his second race in a row, or if we will see Morris89 dominating as he's done so many times before throughout the season. And you see here this widget to the right, which gives the players an indication of how much fuel they have. Once it reaches the red area, they will get a warning message and they will have to enter the pit stop. We saw a big mistake there from one of the players in the start. Looks like it was Sopra. Sopra, one of the better players, already down in the start. Instead, it's gonna be Shumi who takes the lead. Shumi, who has won the race once before. I can't remember which GP it was. Oh, as we see him going too wide in that corner, and he will get the penalty as a result. This track is perhaps the hardest one compared to all the other tracks. It's a very technical circuit, lots of corners. Actually, I believe it got the most amount of corners out of any circuit. So yeah, Shumi will now have to enter the next pit stop. If he doesn't, the screen will start to gradually turn black. Eventually he won't see anything on the screen and he needs to respawn, which of course is gonna cost him even more time. There's only 3 checkpoints on this circuit. So you would lose quite a lot of time potentially. There will be 40 laps this time, which is 120 checkpoints in total. And you can see the checkpoint counter to the right. They have currently driven through 1 lap, as we see Shumi now entering the pit stop, and he went too far, so you need to back it up. You need to stop at the dudes that are standing here so that you get this animation, which lasts for about 7 seconds. Losko also apparently with a penalty. So let's see who's at first place. It is Morris89, and do he have anyone close to him? Edster looks to be at second, but Morris89 already building up a decent lead as he's passing this place where Shumi got the penalty. Oh, I think he may have hit the curb. Might have gotten a small slowdown. Seems to be about the same distance. Sopra now has gone up to third place, it looks like. So coming back from his flub there in the start. Ooh, now Morris89 definitely got a slowdown. Let's also take a look at the local record. You see here that... wait, no, this can't be right. Oh yeah, right. So actually the track got updated just before the race started, I think. Which means that all the local records reset, I think at least. But the world record on the previous version was like 117.80 or something by Morris89, so I believe that's the world record. I think there was a shortcut or something that they fixed last minute. But yeah, good start from Morrissey9. 2 laps into it, still pretty full gas tank, so he doesn't have to worry about entering the pit stop anytime soon. Let's see who else we have. So Edster, as mentioned, at 2nd place, trying to catch up to Morrissey9, and he's definitely closer now, only about 1 turn behind. Sopra with that early mistake, now up to 3rd place. Been on the podium a couple of times, I believe. Then at 4th place is Tiddy, plays for God. And following him is Soren, who plays for Skyline. Then at 6th place we got Stereo Gang, but looks like Mash just passed him. So Stereo Gang, oh, whoa, whoa! Wow, a flip there from Stereo Gang, obviously gonna get a penalty because of it.
Black Angel team. Rest pound is
and he's gonna cost, he's gonna lose a lot of time with that. 1 penalty, I think, maybe makes you lose like 20 seconds, even more. He had to respawn here as well because he was on his back. So that was really costly for Stereo Gang. He's down to 8th place now. And Shumi, who had a good start, but having to take that penalty really far behind at 7th place. 1 checkpoint behind Morrissey9, but as mentioned, only 3 checkpoints on the road, so or on the circuit, so doesn't really say too much. Then we have Losco at 8, also passing Stereo Gang. Rikus Sterilar, I'm probably butchering that name, is at 9th. MC Robert, the person who has made these tracks, is at 10th place. Now at 9th we'll pass Rikus. Stereo Gang down to 11th, still having to enter the pit stop, which he will be doing now. Real Salvador also passing him over the stretch. Then at 13th place we got Kira from Black, who also apparently got a penalty. As said, this is a very, very difficult circuit. Takes a lot of skills, I think, to get through it without any penalties. And then last player is Gaspanas at 14th place. You see Morris89 overlapping him. So let's switch to Morris89 as he goes through to the next lap. 12 checkpoints collected. Still a long way to go. And once first place finishes, by the way, there will be a 10-minute timer for the others to finish as well. Let's see if anyone is any closer to Morrissey9. Doesn't look like it. Let's see if I can take an overview look actually to see how far behind Edster is. Okay, it's not too far behind. A few seconds only, and then Sopra is at 3rd, followed by Tiddy at 4th place, and then Soren should come next. There he is. Then we wait for Shumi to show up. Quite a big gap down to him. At 6th place, Mash just behind him. And then Losco would be the next player. But a really good start for Marius89. Seems to be prepared on this track. Again, as mentioned, got the world record on it. And he's gonna enter yet another lap here. Edster with a pretty big lead over Sopra. Sopra though did have that slow start, so if he didn't have it, then he may have been ahead of Edster right now. As we see, the players getting the fuel message now, so they will have to enter the pit stop probably the next lap. You still got 1 minute after you get the warning message before the screen will start turning black. So you could maybe drive 1 more lap depending on where you got the warning message. But Sopra though, I think since you got it so early into the next lap, we'll have to enter it this upcoming lap. Morrissey9 should be pretty close to doing so as well, so let's just take him through it. And sorry about the stream maybe stuttering a bit. I noticed that I'm not able to get over 60 FPS in the game. trying to stream with a bit higher quality, but I guess that isn't really doable. So yeah, it's not really 60 FPS. But we see Marius89 now getting the fuel, and also of course making sure that his you can see through his helmet. Gotta make sure that you clean it, of course. Very important. But yeah, this is looking pretty good for Marius89, no question about it. Sopra now has gone up to 2nd place. Where is Edster? Edster down to 7th place. He's gotten a penalty point. Yeah, penalty, not a penalty point, and he will have to... Actually, I think he may have respawned. That makes more sense, because he still had to enter the pit stop to refuel. Yeah, Edster with that, down to 7th place, and Shumi is all of a sudden up to 2nd, but that is because he entered the pit stop before everyone else, since he got that early penalty, so he's on a different fuel schedule here. So he will be passed by Sopra, probably also Tiri and Sauron, maybe even Losko and Mash and Edster, so he may lose quite a lot of positions as he will now enter the pit stop himself. But also worth mentioning is that if the race would end in this cycle, then Shumi would maybe potentially go up to 2nd place because of it. So it all depends on when it ends. So he now sees his screen turning darker as he gets a penalty just before the pit stop. That's the only place you can afford getting one, I suppose. So let's see who will now pass Shumi. Sopra will not. Okay, that's interesting. Yeah, Shumi will still stay in front. So I guess Sopra must have made maybe a blunder as well. Interesting. See Tiri now just behind Sopra, so they will have maybe an exciting battle for 2nd place. As Marius89 now should be even more ahead because of Edster crashing. Let's see if I can figure out how much exactly. Sopra, okay, it's 16 seconds already in front of Sopra. That is quite a lot. Marius89 may even be on his way to set a new record in terms of the biggest lead. Can't remember what that would be. I think it's like maybe 20 seconds or something. Seem to have a memory of that, but already a 16-second lead for Marius89, so I mean, that could grow for sure. As it looks like both Riku Sterlar and Gaspanes have retired the race, so we are down to 12 player now. And Marius89 continues to drive very solidly. Sopra now far ahead of Tiri. Yeah, well, not far, but a bit at least. And then Shumi is now down to 4th place. Okay, so I guess, yeah, of course, they need to cross the next checkpoint. So he is down to 4th place as I predicted. He would lose a couple of positions, and he's gonna lose a couple of more with that. Oh, that was really unfortunate by Shumi. Got the biggest biggest flip I've ever seen from the curb. Would have to was forced to respawn as well because he fell on his back, and of course, in addition, receiving a penalty. So Shumi now, he should drop a lot in the rankings. See how far exactly he's gonna pass Mash here, but again, we'll have to enter the pit stop one more time. Now you see him passing the spot where he had to respawn, so yikes. That was really costly for Shumi. As he is close to entering the pit stop. Here it is, the last turn before the stretch leading to the finish. So he's gonna enter it now, and with that, Mash. Oh, Mash also entering it actually. Not Edster though. So Edster will pass them both and will go up to 4th place. Was that second though, just a few seconds behind Marius 89. But then I believe having to respawn somewhere on the track. So in the next checkpoint we should see Edster going up to 4th place. As you can see, yeah, now he's at 4th place. So let's see. Okay, they already passed him here. It would be nice to see maybe how far exactly he's behind Tiri and Sopra. You are still pretty close to each other, but it looks like Sopra is doing a good job building up his lead. Oh, and as we see, Tiri getting a small slowdown, but he's still only about 1 turn behind though. And they should get the warning message. And just, yeah, well, there it is. So they will enter the pit stop on the next lap. Marius 89 still a bit more gas in the tank, so it's kind of weird because we've seen so many penalties now, which means that the players are on such different fuel schedules. So a lot can change depending on that, which is, well, it's hard for me to keep track of it, so. But right now though, it's one thing that's clear to say is that Marius 89 likely will be the winner. Let's see if he has extended its lead over Sopra. Last time it was 16 seconds. And Sopra still not having crossed the 30-second checkpoint, but should be doing it soon. There it is, he's 20 seconds behind now. Marius 89 in that short amount of time built up an even bigger lead, 4 seconds additional. So this is it's almost already possible to call it that Marius will be the winner. I mean, he could also get some penalties, and that's pretty much the only way you can lose it at this point. I feel like it is a difficult course, as mentioned, so I mean, could happen. We've seen it happen to Edster and to Sopra, who almost got it again, to be honest. That first turn is pretty tricky. Just go a bit too much up on the blues floor there, then you will get a penalty. So you gotta be really careful.
Return immediately to the pits.
So he's gonna return immediately to the pits, as we heard the voice tell him. See if you have any close battles. Edster, he's actually gaining on Tiri by the looks of it. But if you look at the fuel though, we see that Tiri has already entered the pit stop, while Edster will have to enter it soon. So he's gonna be far behind again after that, obviously. But depending on where he is in the cycle, then he could maybe pass Tiri in the end. We'll see. Shumi with that costly crash, respawn, and then also having to enter the pit stop is at 5th place. 1 checkpoint behind Edster, could be maybe up to 15 seconds or more. Then we have Losko at 6th, looks like no one is close to him either. Soren at 7th. He may be kind of close to Losko perhaps, yeah, I think he is. The Mash now down to 8th place. So may have had a penalty as well. Followed by Real Salvador at 8. About to be overlapped by Marius 89. Oh, he's up to 8 now. Mash going down to 9th. Interesting. Then MC Robert still at 10th place. Stereo Gang. Oh, with the penalty.
Stop and go.
It's gonna cost him more time. Still 2 checkpoints in front of Kier from Black though. I think he should still be in front of him. And Kier from Black right now at last place. Sopra now 22 seconds behind Marius 89. So yeah, you see Marius continuing to extend his lead. Driving amazingly well at the moment. Haven't seen him make any major mistakes as of yet. As we also see Shumi with a good time, 1:19.25. Let's see what the fastest time is so far in this race. It's Edster with 1:18.13. And in fact also Marius with 1:18.13. But 3 thousandths of a second slower. And then Sopra at third with 118.91. Alright, Marius continues to get through the course. Here he is, and let's now see this, or keep watching this from this camera, just to see exactly how far behind Sopra is. Will still be quite a bit more waiting time before he will show up. There he is. I mean, one penalty from Marius would put Sopra potentially just behind him, or maybe even in front of him, depending on if he will have to respawn as well. Then Turi passed there, he's at third place. He's not too far behind Sopra. The next player to show up should be Edster, and here he is. And then Shumi just behind him. And then it's gonna be a longer wait for Losko to show up. We have crossed 42 checkpoints. 120 will be crossed in total. So still not halfway through the race. As Shumi now writes in the chat, oh, he's retired actually. Shumi will give up. So it seems like he may have had another very costly mistake and just simply didn't wanna play anymore. So he's out of the race. That means that all the players still driving, of course, and that we're behind him will gain a position. See how we are doing with the fuel. Marius in the middle, still a couple of laps before he needs to enter it. Sopra also about the same. And Tiri, bit less fuel in his tank. Edster just entered the pit stop by the looks of it. Losko with a penalty. Soren should, I believe, pass him with that. Don't have to enter the pit stop just yet. Then Real Salvador now up to 7th. He is in the pit stop and is now leaving it. Oh, okay. He pushed the gas too early and he's having trouble leaving the pit stop. There we go. So Real Salvador back on track. Then Match in the yellow field at 8th place. MC Robert gaining a position as well, up to 9th. In the orange field, Stereo Gang about to pass Shumi. And Kier from Black it is at 12th. Don't see his fuel at all for some reason. Sometimes it is a bit buggy that way. Good time by Sopra. He's gonna improve his time, 118.90. We continue this Singapore GP. It's the Black Angel Team Championship 2015. You can take an overview look over this circuit created by MC Robert. Custom objects. And if you want to play, you need to download the Stadium F1 title pack. No sign up required. And the next race, I believe it's gonna be pretty soon. It's the Japanese GP. I think they are pretty close to each other. So and the races always take place the week after the real race, but the day will vary though. Sometimes it's Monday, sometimes Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or even Friday. So gotta basically just keep yourself updated. Make sure you know when it will take place. Sopra at 2nd still, and Tiri I think maybe have lost a bit more time. Doesn't seem like he's too much closer. Here's Sopra. see now how far behind he is. Marius 89. Still need to pass one more checkpoint before we can find that out. It's 23 seconds, and we saw Marius crossing the next checkpoint, so soon I can't even tell how far ahead he is of Sopra. But right now it's 23 seconds, a massive lead for Marius. As we see, Soren, okay, no, that's not correct. Oh, that's strange. He claims the first Dedimania record. Oh, I think I know why, because Dedimania is now working. It was down earlier, so now it's working again. So just ignore those times. It's the local records that matter, as Marius 89 will get the warning message. 52 checkpoints out of 120. I think this is pretty much... it's a pretty long race. As we see, Edster actually... oh no, it's not the world record still. 117.78. Who got a faster time? Oh, Marius do. With 117.72. I missed that. But really fast times by both Marius 89 and Edster. And I feel like if Edster could have been a bit more consistent, then he may have challenged Marius here. But Marius just too good at avoiding those penalties. That's really the key to his success, I think. And he's gonna leave it now. Let's see where Sopra is. I don't see his plug-in again for some reason. Okay, maybe because he just got his warning message. So he's gonna enter it now. Then Edster now is at third place, but again it's because Tiddy entered the pit stop. Edster did not. He's gonna do it pretty soon, but I think Edster overall is catching up though. It seems like that is the case. As he gets a no drift in that corner. Drifting, of course, is allowed in this event. In some other F1 stadium events, it's not allowed. Depends on the organizers, but for this one, it is. As we see Edster overlapping both Kier from Black and Stereo Gang. See how close Soren is to Losko. Oh, it's actually extremely close to him. Okay, let's follow these two guys. Are they also on the same... Yeah, they're pretty much on the same fuel schedule. So this is an exciting fight. And Soren's gonna pass Losko now. And with that going up to 5th place. They are 2 checkpoints behind Tiddy. So, oh, here comes Losko. Nice turn from him, and he's back to 5th again. Soren also gaining the 6th local record, 120.12 in that round. And also Tiddy with a good time, 119.78, as Soren hits the curb. That will allow Losko to extend his lead over him. How many races are left in the season? I can look that up real quick here. Let's open the calendar. So we have, after this one, the Japanese Grand Prix, then the Russian Grand Prix, United States Grand Prix, Mexican Grand Prix, the Brazil Grand Prix, and then the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. So that's 6, I think. 6 more races after this. And if you click on the schedule picture below my stream, you can see the dates for them as well. Alright, Soren still about the same distance up to Losko. Marius 89 with another good time, 118.37. Keeping a really good pace. Consistently setting maybe 118 and won 19 times. Mash and Real Salvador also having a battle for 7th place, with Mash having a penalty though, so that means Real Salvador... no, they both have a penalty, is this true? I'm not sure. Real Salvador entering the pit stop, Mash not entering it though. So this could be a bug. I'm just gonna see here if it's a bug or not. We do see the screen turning black. He shouldn't have enough visibility to reach the pit stop again, so we'll see if he's gonna respawn or continue driving. If he continues, then this is just a bug. I wish that could be fixed, to be honest. I'm not sure why it keeps happening. Yeah, it looks like... wait, yeah, that was a bug, so Mash is actually not having a penalty. Real Salvador, though, might have had one. See here how close Titty is to Sopra. Seems to be about the same distance. Sopra now entering the next lap, and then Titty going through the last corner at this moment. So he's behind with, I don't know, maybe 7-8 seconds, something like that. Sopra also with a good time, 1:18.95 in that lap. Morrissey 9 now crossing his 64th checkpoint, 65th even. Just waiting here to see how far behind Sopra is now. He's across the 65th, but he won't have time to do that. Morris now crossing the 66th one. So that means that Sopra is more than 23 seconds behind. I think maybe even close to 30 seconds now, to be honest. So yeah, this is gonna be a huge win for Morris A9. As long as he can avoid getting any penalties. About to overlap Real Salvador again. And also Kieran from Black. Is Kieran from Black? No, he's on a different lap than Real Salvador, who himself has overlapped Kieran from Black. And here we see Stereo Gang, who is also... he's 1 lap behind Real Salvador, I believe. And yeah, I don't see the... Okay, now we need to just press on the follow. Oh yeah, so Morris A9 entering the pit stop again pretty soon. I think he's gonna drive through 1 more lap. Gets through the start, unharmed. Well, let's take a look at this again. See him in the distance. Driving through this long stretch. I think it's called the Raffles Boulevard, perhaps, or maybe we passed that one already. But here he comes through the corner, and now let's find out how far behind Sopra is. It's gonna be even more this time. Feel like, alright, we can see that Edster was, I think it was like 4 seconds behind Tiddy or something, so maybe Edster could still get on the podium despite that penalty he got, as we see Sopra now going through the corner. So I think the distance is definitely much larger now, maybe even close to 30 seconds. And then Tiddy is actually, oh, where is Edster next? No, that can't be right. Is it? Looks like it is actually. Edster now in front. Yeah, that's because Tiddy just filled his fuel, of course. Edster. Whoa! Is this a penalty for Edster? I don't know. I don't trust it. I feel like it works in the start of the race, and then as longer the race takes place, the more of a chance that these penalty messages are actually not telling the truth. So I'm gonna say Elster is not having a penalty, but let's just follow him as he's soon entering the pit stops. Or crossing the pit stops. He's gonna hit the wall and goes for a small shortcut. Now I think he got the penalty.
Black Angel team.
But he may have had low
Track
fuel
is not
anyway, so
allowed.
maybe
Enters the pits for a stop.
maybe it didn't matter. So Edster now entering pit stop. Let's see if Tiddy will pass him. Yes, he will for sure. So Edster basically one pit stop behind Tiddy at the moment, which translates to about maybe 10 seconds or something. $74 checkpoints now for Marius 89. Again, 120 will be passed in total. 40 laps. Stereo Gang with a new improvement, 125.67, and also Losco improving his fastest time, 120.96. Elster out of the pit
Enters
stop.
the pits for a stop and go.
Losco is at 5th. He's now 2 checkpoints in front of Soren. Last time I checked, they were pretty close to each other, but I guess Soren may have got a penalty, and I think he was lucky to avoid it that time. That was really close. Big crash from Soren. Oh wow! What a timing to spectate MASH.
Rest pound is forbidden.
Perfect
Enters the
timing
pits
there.
now
I
for a stop and
caught
go.
him hitting the wall and then somehow falling on his back. I'm not sure even how that happened. And he will have to respawn because of that, and also a penalty on top of it. So that was really costly for MASH. Real Salvador gonna pass him, who may or may not have a penalty. Is he close to the end here? Yes, I believe he is. We see Losco, who is 1 lap in front of him. Yeah, pretty sure Real Salvador is... actually may have had the penalty because he's gonna enter the pit stop now. So will Losco, and also Stereo Gang are currently in the pit stop. They are all on different laps here, I believe. Still pretty close though between Real Salvador and MASH. 72 checkpoints each. Real Salvador just leaving the pit stop, so could see maybe MASH passing him. Of course, had he avoided that penalty, he would have passed him. Unless he still had to fill up his fuel, not sure. Kieran from Black also improving his personal best, 130.24. We see, oh yeah, we are down to 11 players now, and MC Robert is actually at last place. And no, he's not, because he has also quit. So we are down to 10 players now. And Marius A9, 2 checkpoints in front, pretty much. Now it's just 1. Oh, he's gonna make a mistake. 80 checkpoints crossed. As he enters yet another lap. I think we may have like 20 minutes or so left of this race. Maybe a bit more. But yeah, it's pretty much set in stone that Marius will take this one. Didn't have that good of a race last time. I think he had a pretty bad start then, and then he just barely got on the podium. But this time obviously doing way better as Kier from Black improves his time again. Now under 1:30. As we see Sopra down to 4th place. Yeah, I think he may have got a penalty. I'm pretty sure he did. Edster gonna pass him up to 3rd. Tiddy now up to 2nd place. And still pretty close though between all of them. As you can see here, well, Morris 89 1 lap ahead of Sopra, I believe. I didn't really see there how far ahead Tiddy and Edster are, but maybe for the next lap I can do that. Tiddy actually needing to enter the pit stop soon, so he will go down to 4th place with that, but again, if the race ends when he is in front, then that would be really good for him, obviously. Yeah, there are actually quite a few endurance races going on.
Return immediately to the pits.
I used to host one myself as well, called FB's Weekly, but sadly not hosting it at the moment. I might though return with it later this year. Alright, so now we'll see Tiddy there, and now Edster crossing the turn here. So he's maybe 1 pit stop behind still, and then Sopra has been overlapped by Morris 89, and now driving through this turn, so it's pretty close between those 3 players. As Tiddy now gets the warning message. Stereo Gang 125.60. He's at 9th place. Yeah, I may get back to hosting that, but it does require the people to use VPNs if they want to play in it. I've looked into it, and there are like free VPNs that can be used for like a couple of hours, and that would be maybe perfect for my race, because you just need it when you play. So I may try that. But yeah, obviously there's no way for me to protect the players completely from being attacked. But it is what it is. Alright, 91 checkpoints now for Morris 89. Getting closer and closer to finishing the race. As we see Edster not that far ahead of Sopra, but he entered the pit stop, so that's why. Once Sopra enters it, he will again be quite far behind. Evolve client, I'm not sure what that is. But yeah, I'm not actually even sure if VPNs protect the players completely. It may not. And if so, then there's no way for me to host it again, unfortunately. But yeah, it is what it is. Alright, so do we have any close battles here? That is the question. Not between Tiri and Edster. Sopra, I guess, sometimes close to Edster. Kind of close right now. And then Losko at 5th place. He is 2 checkpoints behind Sopra and 2 checkpoints in front of Sarun, so not really close between them. Sarun at 6th and El Salvador at 7th. They are pretty close to each other. It's 16 seconds between them. I guess that isn't too close. Much closer though between Real Salvador and Mash. So let's follow Mash for a little while. He's gonna enter the pit stop pretty soon though, and so will Real Salvador. So it's a pretty close between these two players. Then 4 more checkpoints down to Stereo Gang, who is 4 checkpoints himself in front of Kier from Black. I see. Yeah, I don't know, maybe that could work for my race, I don't know. But my race, of course, is, you know, it's like 200 players on the server. I don't know if that's possible then. And as I was looking at the chat, it looks like Mash is now a few seconds in front of Real Salvador, as Morris89 is about to cross the 100 checkpoint. So 20 more to pass and then he will finish the race. Yeah, I'll look into that. Maybe it's something worth using. But yeah, otherwise I think maybe like using a free VPN could be something. But then of course it requires that the players download it themselves, and also that they try to protect their IP elsewhere as well. It's only really a problem for the top players, I feel like. Although I guess anyone can be attacked, it just depends on what the attacker wants to do. But anyways, that's kind of off topic. Morris will, I believe, enter the pit stop 1 more time, maybe 2 more times actually. No idea how far ahead he is. He's actually 3 checkpoints in front of Turi. Since Sopra did, I think, respawn or get a penalty, so I think he's like maybe 35, maybe even 40 seconds in front of at this point. This is definitely the biggest lead we've seen. So Losko will improve his time, 120.47. And yeah, I'm kind of annoyed that the game is stuttering so much. It's just like 40 FPS or something. But I guess it's good to know that I can't use this, this setting, even though it looks much better. Alright, here's the warning message for Morris89. 105 checkpoints passed now. I think, yeah, this should be the last one He needs to enter. Tiri will enter his soon. And that means he's gonna lose at least second place, I think. Let's see where Sopra is. Sopra and Edster actually on the same schedule, and Sopra is now in front. So I think something has happened here. Maybe Edster with another penalty. Possibly, because Sopra is now quite far in front. Tiri with a 2 checkpoint lead over Sopra at second place, so big gaps between the players. Not really that close of a race, but I think I kind of suspected that would happen because this track is the hardest one so far, I would say. I played it a bit myself as well before the race started, and it's not easy. Especially not driving through it quickly. Alright, Sopra entering another lap. Marius soon, only with 10 more checkpoints to go. He just left the pit stop. Sopra was a bit further behind him last time, so it looks like Sopra is keeping a good pace. Since Marius is no longer 1 lap in front of him, so it is close to that being the case. And now it will be after Sopra will brush the wall. So he is again 1 lap behind Marius 89. Got a full tank as well, so yeah, this was the last time he had to enter the pit stop. And I wonder if he will see any more changes in the rankings. Maybe between MASH and Real Salvador, but otherwise it's not looking to be the case. I think Marius got 3 more laps to play through now, and then he will finish, get the 35 points that is rewarded to first place. Go through the ranking again here. Tiri at second place. Sopra at third. Edster at fourth with maybe another penalty. So not the best ending for Edster if that is the case. Now he runs the risk of Losco passing him, who's only 1 checkpoint behind him. Then we have Soren at 6th, maybe also with a penalty. MASH at 7th, now entering the pit stop. And I think Real Salvador should be on the same. Yeah, he's gonna enter the pit stop as well, so continues to be really close between these 2 players. And Stereo Gang at 9th and Kier from Black at last place, also maybe with a penalty. But I suppose we can take in Marius 89. He got 6 more checkpoints to go. Massive lead. I'm very curious to see exactly how far ahead he is. Oh, as he hits the curb there. Costs him maybe up to 1 second, not too big of a deal. 116 checkpoints. This upcoming lap will be the final one. So he's about to overlap Mash this time. And here we go, final lap for Morris89. 3 checkpoints in front of Titty. Dominated completely. Sopra and Edster may be pretty close to each other. Yeah, I think those numbers means that Edster is 13 seconds behind. Possibly. So it's pretty close between them two. Might see something happen here in the end. Stereo Gang with another improvement, 124.49 this time. Now less than 20 seconds I think before Morris89 will cross the finish line. He is very close to it. Just through this part, and then I think the last turn is coming up. Yes, here it is. Morris89 will take home the Singapore GP in the Black Angel Team Championship 2015. Congrats to him, and let's now find out how big of a lead he does have. Titty still with one more lap to go. So this is quite the lead. What? Can this be true actually? Because that means that Titty is over over 1 minute behind. Wow, that is incredible. I suppose that is what it means. So biggest win ever, I'm gonna call it. Morris89 says also Neo Slide power. Yeah, that's very useful actually on this track. I didn't really remember it, but since there's so many tight corners, doing the Neo Slides is definitely beneficial. Edster writing in the chat, not happy with his performance this time, not able to get the second win in a row. As Titty still hasn't reached the end, but soon he will, and then we'll see how big of a win this exactly was for Morris89. Here's the last turn. He's already 1 minute behind him. And in the end he is 1 minute and 25 seconds behind Morris89 at first place. Amazing. Alright, so looks like Edster, since he wrote in the chat, he's now no longer close to Sopra, so Sopra will take third. He is actually pretty close to the finish here. So he will take third, 1 minute 43 seconds behind. These numbers, man, these are... I've never seen such numbers before. And then we have Edster, who is still driving at least. I think he was really close to Sopra last time, but seems like he may have crumbled here in the end. Had a good start as well, was second place behind Morris89 through the first couple of laps, but then got, I believe, a penalty and lost it all. So he's gonna take fourth this time, just outside of the podium. You also see the timer, of course, 7 minutes left on the clock. Edster 2 minutes and 20 seconds behind Morris89. Alright, here's Losco at 5th place. He is on his last lap, and actually now driving through the last corner. So Losco will take 5th while having a penalty, but you can just go for the finish in those situations. Alright, Soren at 6th, not having anyone close to him. Could still be closer between Mash and Real Salvador. Let's take a look. Not really actually. Looks like Mash has built up a bigger lead. And we'll take Soren into the finish. He is on his last lap, 2 more checkpoints to pass. I think all players, maybe except Cure from Black, will have enough time to finish. Yes, I believe the point system is the same but I'm not sure. First place will get 35 points, and then second place, let's see here, I mentioned it in the start. Second place gets 29, third place 24, fourth place 20, fifth place 17, and then sixth place 15, seventh place 14, eighth place 13, and so on. I don't know if that is the F1 system or not. But Soren will take 6th place, and now Mash looking to take 7th. Actually not that far behind Soren in the end. Gets the warning message, but got enough fuel to cross the finish. And here is Real Salvador. 5 minutes left on the clock now. And he will take 8. Then we will have a bit of a longer wait before Stereo Gang also finishes the race. He got 5 more checkpoints to pass, so he got 1 more lap after this, but should have enough time to finish at least. 1 lap taking about 1 minute 25 seconds maybe for him. I think his personal best was 0.24 or 1.24, so should have enough time, and then it's just Kier from Black left. We've got a couple of more laps left compared to Stereo Gang, so I'm not sure if Kier from Black will finish this time. Oh, that was really close to a penalty. Now entering the last lap, of course. Already about 10 seconds into it. 4 minutes left on the clock. Yeah, I think it's looking pretty grim here for Kier from Black. Yeah, I guess it makes sense if the point system is also the same. I think I'm pretty sure Morris A9 was the only player that didn't respawn at all or got in a penalty. I mean, that's pretty impressive on this kind of difficult circuit. So yeah, definitely deserved the win. Stereo Gang now is gonna cross the finish at 9th place, and that leaves only 1 player left. It's Kier from Black. 3 minutes left on the clock. 9 more checkpoints to pass. Yeah, no, I don't think there's enough time, unfortunately, but you can just see how close he will get, I guess. And as mentioned, the next race will be the Japanese GP, and I think it's going to be pretty soon, maybe even next week, possibly. Maybe it's 2 weeks from now, but it's not going to be a long wait though before we see the race returning again.
Return immediately to the pits.
So we'll see now, or we'll see then if Morris A9 can win 2 races in a row, or if someone else will. Edster was able to win that Italian GP, and then we also have Chuck, who didn't play this race, but he usually does pretty well. I think he's won as well, at least 1 race. But it's definitely hard to challenge Morris A9. He's often dominating these races. As we see Kier from Black now entering the pit stop. So that's gonna, of course, not help him finishing this in time. We still got 6 more checkpoints to go. So that obviously will not be enough time. 1 minute 30 seconds left on the clock now. Yes, it's always the week after the real F1 race. The week, like, yeah, the real one is on the weekend, and then the week after, like a couple of days afterwards, this race would take place. Alright, less than 1 minute left on the clock now. Let's just summarize this race. As we see, Kier from Black passing that turn, so Morris A9 winning, and what a way to win. 1 minute 25 seconds, 51 hundredths and 6,000 in front of Tiri at second place. The biggest win so far in this season, maybe even the biggest win in the history of this tournament. I believe this is the 9th edition, so it's been around for a long time. So complete dominance from Morris A9, taking first place and collecting the most amount of points. And Tiri at second place. I think that is his best placement so far. He has participated quite a lot of times. I've never seen him at second, maybe even not in the podium, to be honest. And then of course Sopra this time taking third place. Had a pretty bad start, but able to come back in front of Edster, who was at second place for a long time, and then at third place, but then eventually dropped down to fourth. So that's going to be the end of the race. Again, the next race is the Japanese GP. It's not a long wait, maybe next week or in 2 weeks, something like that. So I'll be back casting that. But for now, I will be off. So thank you all for watching, and see ya!